Hello. U.S. stock futures edged higher at the opening of a hectic week for quarterly corporate earnings. Last week's positive earnings from big banks had uplifted investor sentiment despite high treasury yields and the uncertain geopolitical situation. Macroeconomic data to look out for this week include the U.S. retail sales figures and industrial production data for September due tomorrow. Several Fed officials are due to speak, but the highlight will be Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech on Thursday. Gold prices retreated today as investors took their profits from the 5% jump last week. The Middle Eastern conflict is being followed closely as any escalation could result in more upside for the safe haven bullion. However, the US dollar seems to be the safe haven of choice given that higher interest rates move in sync with the dollar and inversely to precious metals. Meanwhile, oil prices remain steady for the time being as investors assess the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Chip stocks such as Nvidia and Advanced Micro Devices are trading lower in pre-market following a Bloomberg News report that the U.S. will take steps to prevent American chipmakers from selling semiconductors to China that circumvent government restrictions. This is the latest in the Biden administration's plan to upgrade oversight of graphic chips for AI applications and manufacturing equipment sales to Chinese companies. The revised restrictions are expected to be officially announced sometime this week. Shares of Pfizer and BioNTech fell after the U.S. drug maker slashed the sales forecast for its COVID vaccine and therapy last week. Hit by a plunge in the use of pandemic-related products, Pfizer on Friday reduced its full-year forecast for sales of its antiviral COVID treatment Paxlovid for about $7 billion, and the vaccine it developed with BioNTech by about $2 billion. The news is also dragging down shares of Moderna, a rival COVID vaccine maker. Apple shares have slumped as well, with the new iPhone 15 facing bigger than expected competition in the Chinese market from Huawei smartphones. Analysts estimate a double-digit percentage decline in iPhone 15 sales compared to the iPhone 14, while also stating that Apple will lose the number one spot in the market to Huawei in 2024. As Phillip Capital Team, we wish you happy and healthy days.